Today, I'm going to do the most boring job in the world. I'm going to paint my fence. So I've been out and I've got myself one of these little tray things, and I've got my fence paint. Now I use red cedar on mine. The only reason that I was going to do it a different colour, but then I thought I'm not going to be able to get behind my greenhouse without taking glass panels out. So I'm going to do as much as I can around my greenhouse and then leave it. But it's red cedar that's already on, so I might as well put red cedar on top. Makes sense, doesn't it? I'm going to try and spread it out. I hope I've got enough with one. This is, if you've ever painted fences before, you'll know how boring it is. That's why I've got myself a roller. I did it with a brush last time and it seemed to take forever. I was just beside myself. So let's get this done. Then I can start fixing trellis and stuff to the fence. So I can't fix anything to the fence until it's painted. So that's my job for today. So let's stop waffling and crack on. brew time. Right, I just want to have a quick word. Ooh, don't know where to put that. Now, I just want to get a few things straight here. Are you listening? If you're new to gardening, you'll know if you're or if you're already an experienced gardener. But if you're new to gardening and you're learning and you're following me on my journey to learn things, good luck with that. But that's not what I'm getting at. Everybody's gardening experience is different. Everybody's soil is different. Everybody's location is different. So you'll be in a certain category for your last frost date. My category here falls in 8B, which means my last frost is May, around May time, end of May I think it is. So that means I can get frost up to that time. So if you're going to be planting seeds, you need to bear in mind that those seedlings are going to grow. And things like tomato plants, if you're planting tomato seeds in February, then what's going to happen is they grow very quick. Tomato plants grow very quickly. And if you have nowhere to put them, like a heated greenhouse or somewhere that's warm, then what will happen is they'll just die or they'll stunt the growth. They'll just stop growing when you put them out. You need somewhere to put them when they get too big for the pots, in the place that they're going to grow forever for the rest of their life and produce those tomatoes. Same with chilies. If you've got nowhere warm to put your chili seeds, your chili seedlings, although chili plants do take a lot of time to grow, but they still need to be in a warm environment. If you think about it, chilies are not natural to cold environment. So like the UK, chilies are not natural to the UK. So if you're growing chilies in the UK, then you need to be aware that your environment that you're putting those chilies in has got to be warm. Do you get me? So what I'm trying to say is just be wary of planting seeds too soon. I know we're all itching and we're dying to get our seeds planted. And I have planted quite a few seeds, but most of my seeds are ones that take a long time to get to the plant stage of planting out. So I'm not planting anything that's going to grow that quick that I'm going to get to the point where I've got nowhere to put all my plants and they need planting out and it's too cold outside. So I won't realistically be planting stuff out till around April. You can put stuff like broad beans. Broad beans are winter tolerant plants. Onions, garlic, winter tolerant. My leeks will be able to go out a bit sooner because they're winter tolerant. They don't mind the cold as long as it's not a hard frost. But like I say, I can get frost up to May. I think it's about the 20th of May. So that's like, I don't know, but I can get frost. So look up your zone. If you go online and you look up your growing zone for your area, there's a website. I'll see if I can find it and I'll pop the link underneath, and then you can find out your growing zone. It'll tell you your last frost for your area. So make sure that if you're planting seeds, if you read the back of the packet, let me get a packet, hang on. So, carrots, for example, on the back of the packet, it'll tell you how long it takes for them to grow. So there it says 12 to 14 weeks. So make sure that when you put in your seeds in, that they're not going to be ready in 12 weeks when you've still got 3 months left till your last frost date, because the chances is you could lose them. You're going to lose them. So I'm going to sow these. These say so from March to July. So I'll probably put these in at the end of March because that's when the soil starts to get a bit warmer, and they will tolerate a little bit of frost, but they won't be at a stage where the top parts will die, because heavy frost is not great for plants above the surface. Sometimes below the surface they can cope, and certain varieties can. So if they've got, if they start around February, maybe you can plant around January, February, then that is a hint that that plant is tolerant of cold and it can tolerate frost. If it says on the packet, like the cucumbers, like cucamelons, that says April onwards there. So that tells you that these are not cold tolerant. These are not a winter. These are cucamelons. So they like warm environments. So you can't plant those. So also, just while I'm on it, what one gardener says to do it this way. You must do it this way. You must do it that way. Is not your way. I grow differently every year. I never grow anything exactly the same twice, because you've got to grow your plants based on your environment and the weather. So last year, as you know, it rained all year, and I think we all had the same problem. A lot of us lost our crops. I planted cauliflowers 3 times last year, and they all failed. They all bolted because the weather was cold, and it was hot, then it was cold. So they didn't have the right environment. They didn't have that good temperature to grow. So you've got to grow your vegetables and your plants the way you want to grow it in your environment. So work out your environment. You'll know where you live and your environment better than anybody else. So you do it your way. Everybody has, there is no set rules for gardening, none at all. It's your rule. So you can practice, you can play around, you can make mistakes, because do you know what? It doesn't matter. It's your rules. So don't be going off what other gardeners are saying. Don't do this and don't do that and don't do this and don't do that. Do what you want. Do it the way you want and the way that you're comfortable. I know that I'm going off here, but a lot of people, as you get older, have days where they don't want to go in the garden because gardening's hard work. So I have days where I don't want to garden. I don't want to go in the garden. I don't want to do work. So telling me that I have to do things on a certain time in a certain routine is not good for me, because although we all like a bit of routine, I can't do routine. And I suppose there's a lot of people out there that can't do regular routine. So you just do what you want. Just do it your way and stop listening to people telling you how to do things. If you don't want to prick out your seedlings, if you don't want to pull out little seedlings, you want to just plant them in a row and leave them, do it. There's no rules to having nice little thin tiny lines. If you want to plant them in bulk and leave them to grow, like carrots, for example, you don't have to pull them out. It just means your carrots will be smaller. Like onions, if you want to put a few seeds in a module and grow, say, 4 or 5 onions together and plant them together, you can. It just means your onions are going to be smaller. That's all it means. It doesn't mean they're not going to grow. So, and you can pull out the bigger onions and the other ones will carry on growing. So it's whatever you want to do. There's no set rules with gardening. This is nature. Just run with nature and do it your way. It's your garden, nobody else's. Lecture over. Let's crack on with that painting. Well, that's me done. Look, I've got more on me than anywhere else. Right, so um straighten my hair and everything. Look like the wild woman from Borneo. Right, so it'll just be me painting the fence today. That's it. So just to let you know, because I have had a few people asking, I'm in Blackpool, which is in England. I'm on the coast. I live in a seaside town, just outside of Blackpool. I'm about a mile away from the coast. So my um, area here gets extremely windy, and we get quite a lot of storms because we're on the coast. So just to let you know. Thank you for watching. All those new subscribers, really appreciate you subscribing. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy my content and I hope you enjoy my journey of getting my very small 30 square metre back garden to a fully edible stage. So next time I'll be doing chilies, I think. I'm going to sort my chilies out. So you see these sticks at the back, I'll show you something very exciting that's happening with those. So you take care and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now. Bye.